although I'm saying take it one game at a time, I said before the Old Firm game, if we can get from there to the end of January unbeaten, then even I'll concede it's won. So if we don't lose on Wednesday, even I've got to concede that it's done.
And it takes a lot for you to say that, Wolf, because I know that you're one of the most pragmatic guys at the lot is. Right, let's move on to the Hibs game then, and we'll finish up. I've said this a few times, Scott, and it's really difficult when you're so far ahead, but obviously because of everything that we've went through. So, look, how big a game is this?
Just as important as the last one, not as important as the one after that. Every game is important when you're a Rangers supporter, Rangers player, Rangers manager. Yes, we are ahead in the league, but we go into every single game with the same mentality. It's a game that we should win. It's a game we want to win. And ultimately, if we are going to win titles, it's a game that we have to win. I think the players have got a bit of a point to prove because in the game at Easter Road early in the season, by all means, watch it back. But again, it's another situation where we were the better team for a large majority of the match. And I think that was the end of McLaughlin's spell in goal because we conceded 2 goals. McGregor's come in and done a magnificent job. I think we're in a stronger place than we were when we played them back then. But that was a game we should have won. We had 2 sloppy moments where we conceded 2 goals. I remember Ryan Kent being clean through. I think Scott Arfield had a great chance as well. He should have scored. We should have won that game comfortably. We know, and people listening, if they're worried about going into this game, we know exactly how Rangers are going to turn up and play. And they will turn up and play like that. If it reassures anyone, that's exactly what's going to happen. We can never call the outcome of the result, but I'm very confident of a win.
And Wolf, I think it's fair to say that Hibs are in dreadful form right now, and I think it's actually a fantastic ploy by you-know-who, waiting on Jack Ross being available on a free transfer. But I think it's also fair to say that we know that a Hibs team is going to turn up against Rangers regardless of what form they're in.
Yeah, I mean, their form seem to have regressed a lot in the last few weeks. I mean, I said after we played them on Boxing Day, I quite fancied Hibs to finish second because they played really well against us. They've not kicked a ball since. I mean, I saw quite a lot of the semi-final yesterday because my missus was watching it, which is bizarre for the Jambo to watch Hibs, but anyway. And honestly, they couldn't keep Wayne's out of close. They were absolutely dreadful. Defensively, they're an absolute shambles. So if we can, as Scott said, we know what we're going to bring to the party. So if we just play 80% the way we played yesterday, we'll destroy them on Wednesday night because they really aren't very good. They really aren't. But I fully expect Hibs to turn up. But this is one of their 4 cup finals. You know, the same as when everybody that plays us, it's their cup finals. See, the last time Hibs really played, from what I can see, was when they played us and we still beat them. So if our set plays are on point, we could take a good few off of them because they really aren't very good in the air. They're not very good at the back. They're quite good going forward. The boy Nisbet's a decent player. If we can keep him quiet, which I fully expect us to do, I think Balogun might come back in because Nisbet's quite nippy. That's the only thing I'd be a wee bit worried about, is him going forward if we kind of fall asleep at the back. But no, to answer the question you asked, Scott, it's the next biggest game we've got. It is a cup final for Hibs, but I'm supremely confident that we'll turn them over.
I was actually going to ask you that, Scott. There, what's the biggest challenge we're going to face for this Hibs team as far as you're concerned?
Probably the unpredictability. We don't know what Hibs are going to turn up because, you know, we are a team that do our homework on the opposition. We know what we work out probably the worst case scenario for us, and that's what we're going to face. Now, what we do know compared to the Ibrox game is they cannot sit in. They cannot sit in like they did at Ibrox. They will have to come out more. And we obviously know the threats, the likes of Nisbet, Martin Boyle, he's back playing again. whether Doige actually plays, because he's been on the bench the past couple of times. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he's an obvious area of threat. He scored at Easter Road last game. I do actually like the left back that Hibs have got, Josh Doig. He's worth keeping an eye on. He's always, every time I see him, he seems a solid performer, but obviously he's still young. And then we have the, I'm just going to call him an absolute tosser at centre back, that Porteous guy. I think football would be a better place without guys like him and his personality. But they are what they are. Let's treat him with the respect that he deserves.
So who do we expect to see in the Rangers team then, Wolf? Because obviously we had Ryan Jack come on against Ross County, as we've discussed, and look pretty good. But does it also help Gerrard in terms of selection, the fact that we don't have a game at the weekend and we've got a full week off?
You've remembered that this time?
I did remember this time, yeah.
Yeah,
I checked it before we started.
I think that helps greatly, that we don't have a game at the weekend, because he can give them a couple of days off. So I don't expect many changes, but I do think Ryan Jack will come back into the team, because I mean the 20 minutes or so he had yesterday shows that he's come back hitting the ground running, and it's not, we don't seem to concede a lot of goals when he's in the team, and there is a threat from Hibs going forward, as we've said there just now. So I expect Ryan Jack to come back in the team. Balogun might come back in for Helander. I don't really expect many other changes. Although if it was me, I'd be inclined to start Cedric Hitton, simply because, as I said a couple of minutes ago, they are horrendous in the air at the back.
Who would you take out
For Ryan Jack?
That's the question.
for Hitton.
That's why I don't think he'll start, because I can't see him taking out one of the front three. So I don't think he will start, but I could understand if he did, because of how bad they are in the air. But having said that, we can make hay with set pieces, bringing the centre halves up. Because the centre halves all like a goal. So,
well, Scott, if Ryan Jack does start against Hibs, whose place does he take?
I think we'll go to the European approach if Ryan Jack starts. And interestingly, it could be a warm-up for the Antwerp games. So we could see Davis, Kamara and Jack as the midfield three. I think the man to make way, as much as it upsets me, will probably be Hadji. But then Hadji also has demonstrated that he is able to make an impact coming off the bench. So if he does start with Aribo, Morelos and Kent, I'll be disappointed for Hadji, but I still expect the boys to do the business.